I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33. And in the manifesting world, there's the belief that everything we're experiencing in this 3D external reality, in the matrix of consciousness that's out there, that all that we're perceiving is us being reflected back. Something inside of us being reflected back. And some would say this is a rather narcissistic belief, that everything is us, like the world revolves around me, my desires, my wants, my triggers. But I believe there is some truth to this. I believe in the mystical concept that the spark of God, the spark of the one creator, is in everything, including humanity. And humanity has this interesting ability in creation in that we can consciously create. If you look at nature, you see creation in nature. In the animal kingdom, there's creation, but it all follows this rhythm. Animals do not succumb to the madness that human beings do. Not the same way. The schizoid tendencies of the human mind to overthink and to suffer. Animals do not suffer in the same way. They're very connected with their instinct. For humanity, we get lost in our head at times. That's the tendency. That's the great work of spiritual teachers, is to provide ailment for suffering, helping people learn tools to regain feeling of presence, being present in the moment instead of being lost in the future or drowning in the past. And manifestation, again, this is approaching that everything we're perceiving is us. It's usually coming from the intention of having a wish fulfilled, having a desire fulfilled. And the skeptics of this say, well, if everybody got what they wanted, then there wouldn't be a need for this type of conversation. There wouldn't be anything sold here in this type of ideology. But there are nuances to it. There are nuances to manifestation and this idea of our experience being us, reflected back, projected outward. Oftentimes I find in my own manifestation process, when I want something, one of the natural pieces, one of the natural twists of this road is resistance. Resistance is part of the manifestation process. We want something, we go after it. Again, not just, everything starts in the mind with the imagination, and then we start to take action towards the thing, which requires us changing our identity, and we encounter resistance. And I look at the resistance as an opportunity to ask, is this something I really want? Do I really want this thing? Do I want it that badly? And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's like, sometimes it's not worth me paying the price or transforming to the extent that I need to get this thing that I think I want. Or sometimes it's, what is it about this thing? The resistance compels me to dig in a little bit more and say, what exactly is it about this thing that I want? Is it the thing itself, or is it more of a state that I am associating with it, a belief I'm going to, say, example with money? Is it the money, or is it the freedom that I associate with money in my life? Is it actually freedom that I want? And so again, the resistance to a desire compels these types of questions. What is it about the thing? Is it really? Sometimes it is. It's really the thing, but other times it's something I'm associated with the attainment of the thing. And when I get to the bottom of that, say, this is what I really want. this is what I actually desire, this is what, then I overcome the resistance and the thing shows up, just not in the way that I initially imagined or intended. And sometimes it's the question of why. Why is it important for me to attain this desire? Why do I need to attain this thing? And sometimes the why comes from a feeling of insecurity within myself. It comes from unhealed trauma within myself. And then when I start to look back at myself and the unhealed trauma, and I realize, the thing's not going to make me happy. I need to work on this piece within myself that I haven't healed. And that's the blessing of the pursuit of the desire and the blessing of resistance. And sometimes resistance, if you're pursuing love, the resistance shows up in being attracted to someone who just pushes all your buttons, pushes all the insecurities that you have in yourself. And again, that's the calling to deal with these pieces of yourself that are holding you back to a greater connection or greater happiness with someone else, stepping into that greater version of yourself. So manifestation is real, but it's very nuanced. And yes, if the desire is pure, then I'm a believer that you can manifest your desires if you are able to handle the right flow between visualization and letting go. Again, visualizing, and let me add taking action, taking inspired action from the inspiration from the visualization, and then letting go at times when your action seems to be fruitless and you're just meeting resistance that you can't seem to surmount at that moment. And then at some point you get some wind in your sails and you act again, and eventually you make your way towards the thing if you want it badly enough, if it's truly in alignment. But this whole process, again, of questioning, of the blessing of resistance, of the introspection that resistance offers, helps us get a deeper understanding of what wants to come through our soul. Again, of everything, kind of going back to the original idea of a spark of God wanting to experience life through a specific filter, which is you. So with that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. Be strong, be well, my friends, and I will see you on the other side.